what was noted by the teams. One, it was noted that there was no record of any EIA license having been issued. None. And then the audit of 2014 has no information about the dump, neither does the subsequent audit of 2015, 2016, 2017. I suppose these are the self-audits, where you're required as a landowner to do a self-audit. The self-audit, you're required to declare basically what is on your land and whether such projects on your land would require environmental impact assessment, and whether any such. So from this report, it was observed that in regard to this dam, there was no mention. And I think as we discuss about way forward, I would probably suggest that there should be a requirement in the self-audit that if you suppress, if you fail to disclose material information or material that information that would otherwise, just like it is a criminal offense to undertake a project without an environmental impact assessment, or to obtain an environmental impact assessment license through false or fraudulent representation. It's a criminal offense. So too should be if you do, I mean, just like in terms of taxes, if you do, we do self tax returns. If you suppress or give false information, there should be a criminal liability, and therefore, yes. In short, it is such an important requirement that requires full and utmost disclosure. And that's really what I myself would suggest. Then evidence of modification of the dam by raising the height with assorted soil material. It does appear that at some point the height of the dam was then again increased. Observed spillways that is high above the water surface and not directed to the natural drainage. Currently, the dam has been drained and the water channeled to its natural flow. What are the recommendations on the control measures? The Ministry of Water and its agencies, that is the Water Resource Authority, should give a historical chronology of the site development from Aware in 1962 to the present status within 14 days. In the circumstances that the Ministry of Water recommends decommissioning, the proponents undertake and submit an environmental impact assessment to NEMA before decommissioning within 30 days. That's the finding, Chairman and Senators, regarding that dam. And regarding Malmenet Dam, the inspection team was unable to verify the time when this dam was constructed, as documents were not provided by the farm management. There's no record of any environmental impact assessment license having been obtained. The audit again of 2014 has no information about the dam, and neither does the subsequent audits of 2015, 2016, 2017. Again, the same. Chairman, do I continue? Yes. And the recommendation there is that the Ministry of Water and its agencies to provide NEMA, again, a historical chronology beginning in 1962 all the way within 7 days. I think I'll clarify from NEMA whether that has now been provided. Then NEMA to issue a restoration order to the farm, and this, Chairman, I can confirm, and I'll come to it shortly, has actually been done. Yes, it has been issued, and I'll come to that in due course.
But it's not, it's written Appendix 2 here.
Sorry?
It's written in your report as Appendix 2.
Yes.
But it's not here.
The restoration order?
No.
The restoration order is in Annex 5. I think we... Annex 5.
Annex 5.
Annex 5. I think we must have jumbled up our should be Annex 5.
Annex 5.
Chairman, I hope you have the updated presentation, because Annex 2 was an old presentation.
No, in your matrix.
Oh, in the matrix, yes. That was reference to an old present. We had to change it last night. Yes. It was Annex 2 initially. It's now Annex 5. It's now Annex 5. Now, which one again? So it's a continuation.
This was issued.
This was issued
about 4 days ago.
Yes, issued 4 days ago, and 12 on 12th of July.
Well, today is
the 17th.
That's
yes.
5 days ago.
Yes, that's 5.
Can you confirm whether this directive has been served?
Yes. The enforcement officer in charge of enforcement and compliance, NEMA, confirmed that it's been served.
They should, for purposes of this
comment, on the record.
Then we should have a record that this document has been received.
Fair enough. I'll get written confirmation as soon as we adjourn on that. Chairman. Thank you, Chairman. And the team observed that there was modification of the dam. So it does appear like at every interval there is a modification. The farm management failed to produce the design or authority that allowed the changes from aware to dam. At the time of the audit, this dam had collapsed, leading to, and this now the general nature of the damage caused. Soil erosion, removal of vegetation cover, flooding, destruction of access roads and property such as schools, homes, shops, degradation of community farmland. And I see there is a report by Agriculture Appendix. So I think it is annexed. Yes, it's an annexure to that from by Agriculture. Again, now showing it's annexed. What is it?
It's annexed to the control audit.
It's an annex to the control audit. The social impact, loss of life, loss of livelihoods, and the recommendation, the restoration order requires environmental impact is done for the commissioning, and they shall be submitted to NEMA within 30 days. So NEMA confirms that the restoration order has been served, but we will confirm it in writing. Then we have the 3.3. This is the main house. Is it the main house? The main house dam. The dam constructed with unsorted soil material. The dam lacks a spillway located near Major Road that connects Nakuru to Baringo. Audit report of 2014 had no specific information about the dam, neither do the subsequent audits of 2015, 2016, 2017. Again, the same thing, that really this critical information. And I guess the reason really would be if this information was disclosed in the self-audit, then it would have triggered off the need for it would have triggered off inquiries. Did you obtain an environmental impact assessment license, and then also trigger off an inspection monitoring exercise by them. That's what I think the logical result would have been. The recommendation: the dam should be drained immediately to prevent further leakage. The dam should be decommissioned with the advice of the Ministry of Water and Irrigation and its agencies. The farm management should undertake an environmental impact assessment for the decommissioning process within 30 days. I think it's still a continuation of it. Spillway is allowing water flow to the natural drainage. Eucalyptus tree planted close to the dam that could lead to root penetration through the dam wall, thus weakening. Again, now this is the issue about planting the eucalyptus too close to the the eroded area at the lower embankment. Recommended: remove eucalyptus trees close to the dam. Consult with the area forester on the distance and tree species in sorry? Yes. Then there is 3.4, that is, which this is center dam. Dam embankment material appears intact. No record again of environmental impact license. Audit report of 2014, as well as the self-audit report of the 2015, 2016, 2017 did not disclose such the existence of this dam. Recommended: consult Water Resources Authority on appropriate sites of spillways to be constructed. Then on the next page, Moi Dam. Inspection team was unable to verify time this dam was constructed, as documents were not provided. And again, but this is something I need to, whether in fact there is in the Act, and this I need to, when information is sought by the authority, it should be a mandatory obligation, not just to provide the information within the timeline granted. And so that the second issue now is in that information must have a full and frank disclosure. So no information. The team was unable to verify the time constructed, as documents were not provided. And in looking at the way forward, a requirement imposing a mandatory obligation requirement to provide information and documents within the time required. Spillway is allowing water flow to the natural drainage. Ministry of Water and its agencies to inspect the dam and provide NEMA with a status report within 30 days. Then we have Nursery Dam. This captures greenhouse roof catchment water, currently under construction without an environmental impact license. It does appear that there is an ongoing, at the time of this control environmental audit, some activity regarding this going on. Construction stopped until the environmental impact assessment has been conducted. Then we have the springs, Ireland Springs, well protected, appropriate indigenous trees to be added within the spring source. I think this is really a mitigating intervention, so to reinforce the integrity and of the dam. 3.8, game sanctuary. And this game sanctuary, I see the size of it is indicated as 800 acres. The observations: environmental impact assessment not applicable. The environmental audit did not provide documents authorizing keeping of wild animals as per the requirements of the Wildlife Conservation and Management Act 2013. Documents presented about the game sanctuary were insufficient. Management strategies of biodiversity in the sanctuary is not known. Recommended appropriate indigenous trees to be added within the spring source. KWS to inspect the game sanctuary and provide NEMA with a status including compliance with the Act within 30 days. Again, Chair, the enforcement officer has confirmed that where there is a recommendation to that other coordinate agencies of government do a particular activity, there has been a written communication to them. Yes, and again, we will confirm that in writing so that then there can be follow-up on their performance on the. Yes, sorry, Chairman, Honourable Senators, that then is the end of as far as the dams are concerned.
Although the top of 3.8.
Yes, 3.8.
The appropriate indigenous trees to be added appears to be a typo from my reading.
Where is this?
The one on animals, the keeping of wildlife. It doesn't require indigenous trees.
Chairman,
please look at 3.8, your recommendations on the keeping of wildlife.
Chairman, I think that again we can reflect upon to discuss whether between indigenous trees and exotic trees, which ones are more friendlier
to the wildlife.
To the wildlife. I think that is...
no, but the words, if you look at the words...
Oh, yes, there is spelling.
Appropriate indigenous trees to be added within the spring source.
Yes.
That recommendation is misplaced there.
Yes.
It appears to be, should have come to 3.7.
You're absolutely right, Chairman. You're absolutely, yes, absolutely right, Chairman. Absolutely right, Chairman. Yes, you're right, yeah. It's true. It should be up there.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed, absolutely, Chairman. Okay. So, Chairman, now, following that, Chairman, two things, I think a couple of things followed. Firstly, a restoration order pursuant to Section 108 was issued, and Chairman, with your permission, it's now Annex 5, and it's fairly long, but with your permission, let me just run through it. This is addressed to the directors of Kensal Plantation Limited and Patel Coffee Estate Limited. These are the owners of the land in question. It's a restoration order following collapse of Milmet Dam in Solai. The NEMA inspected your farm from 3rd to 5th of July 2018 and conducted a control audit with lead agencies and established third. 1, the collapsed dam degraded the environment, destroyed farmlands, as well as infrastructure. 2, you are undertaking projects within your farm without complying with the Act, that is MCA. 3, in your previous environmental audit submitted to NEMA, there was no indication of existence of dams and boreholes, neither are there analyses of their potential negative impact. The authority, 4, the authority had no prior information on the collapsed dam, which would have enabled the authority to guide you on the environmental safeguard. Again, that's a point about why it is important for self-declaration to have full information. 5, since you have not complied with the Act, it is evident that you have not put in place measures to ensure environmental